Family and friends. Do you want to be enlightened around the world of sports? If yes, then make yourself available for Sports Chat with Dasilva on YouTube on Richma TV. So Royal Mama to the world. Medaso. Hello, family and friends. Do you want to be enlightened around the world of sports? If yes, then make yourself available for Sports Chat with Dasilva on YouTube on Richma TV. So Royal Mama to the world. Medaso.
Hello, Amrana Son. Yes, Friday is the day. Thank God it's Friday. Ooh. Yes, it's a beautiful Friday night. Welcome to Sports Chat with Dasilva, live on Richma TV. You are once again welcome. Thank you for joining us. Guess what? It's the regular thing. Tidbits around the world of sports. What is going on in the AFCON, the 34th edition, and other news. Manchester United making all the noise about Kobe Menu and the new deal. Nigerians trying to equal the Black Stars record by winning the AFCON for 4 times. Africans want to close the gap by taking it for the 3rd time. Who wins the AFCON? Sunday will tell. Once again, you are welcome to Sports Chat with Dasilva. Kindly like, subscribe, share the link. With us. Today, as always, in the studio, I have 2 wonderful sports panelists who have joined me tonight to discuss what is going on around the world of sports. Let me first go ahead and introduce my first panelist. He's in the Kevin of Mr. Kevin Frimpong, a Chelsea fan, a soccer player, and a goalkeeper. So I always tell him he's fortunate. Some of us, we can only play, but he can play and he can keep at the same time. Kevin, welcome once again to Sports Chat with Dasilva on Richma TV. You are welcome.
Can you hear me, Coach?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was muted before. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me again on Sports Chat with Dasilva. Thank you, viewers, for having us again. We're here to have a heated but friendly debate, right? This is all opinions. We're here just to share our minds, share our thoughts, and share what we see when we're watching the game as well. So please subscribe to Richmond TV and get ready for this heat.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Let me go ahead and welcome or invite my second panelist. So my producer just alerted me my second panelist is having some technical difficulties. Let's chit chat. So Kevin, how was your day today, Friday? How was it? You ready for the weekend games?
Oh, of course, Coach. It's about that time. We've all worked all week long, so now is the time to sit back, relax, enjoy some of the games that'll be coming ahead. There's some big games coming up all over the world, everywhere. In Spain, there's a big game. In Germany, there's a big game. In the continent of Africa, the whole entire African continent will be watching. There's a big game there too. So, hey, and to even travel out of the world of the original football, there's also a big Super Bowl game coming up. So this weekend is if you are a sports fan, this is the weekend to be one.
Yes, Kevin said this is the weekend, and you are 100% right. AFCON finals, European leagues, and of course, the biggest Super Bowl coming up. Let me go ahead and introduce my second panelist. He's in the person of Fifi Langston, a Manchester United fan. He loved the game, always want to make noise about Manchester United. Welcome again, Fifi.
Menu. Thank you for having me. This is the second edition that I've been invited to be on Richmond TV. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Richmond TV. Dasilva being the host, bringing nothing but the latest heats and only just heat. As a proud Manchurian, as a Manchester United fan, I'm happy to be here so we can talk about the following upcoming topics, and I'm sure it's going to be great. So please subscribe, like, listen. We have some good topics, some good debates on here. So once again, thank you for having me.
You are welcome, welcome. Kevin, did you hear that? What did he say? A proud what? Manchurian? Fifi, what word is that?
It is a Manchester United fan, Manchurian.
Coach, this is just like Manchester United fans. They like making up words. He's just making up words. He's getting too close to the camera. He wants to kiss the audience. Please, you need to ask for nobody wants Manchester United disease all over them. Please respect
Chelsea.
We don't make up words. We only have trophies. Trophies from the last decade. Let's go through our trophy cases. Let's check.
All right. Whether Arsenal Turian, Chelsea Turian, Manchester Turian, Accra Hasofu Turian, Blackstar Turian, everything Turian, it is still Richmond TV Turian. Thank you.
Amen.
So let's go ahead and dive deep into today's topic. So the AFCON, the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations. Yes, everything that has a beginning has an end. Curtains will be drawn down this Sunday. Yes, at the Alassane Ouattara Sports Complex or Sports Stadium, all the way in Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan, the capital. And the two countries that will be locking horns are the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire and the Super Flying Eagles of Nigeria. They will be locking horns this Sunday for who wins that cup. But prior to that, there were some matches. Semi-final matches. The first semi-finals was between Bafana of South Africa and Flying Eagles of Nigeria. Game ended 1-1, and the Super Eagles went on to win by penalties, by 4-2. It was a very high tense game. Yes, both sides technically were so awesome. Defense were very, very, very difficult to break. But Nigerians break the deadlock, and the South Africans, with the help of VAR, find the equalizer. They should have even gone ahead with, I think they should have gone the winner. When Mokoena free kick was passed back into play, but the eventual shot was over the bar. There came the second finals between Democratic Republic of Congo and the host nation, Côte d'Ivoire, which also ended by a long goal in favor of the Ivorians, that's setting the tone for this Sunday finals between the host nation, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria. Now, let me go to my panelists. Let's talk briefly about the semi-finals. Fifi, you watched both semi-finals. Let's start with the Nigerian game. What is your whole assessment of the game from tactical and how the game went? And do you think Nigeria deserve it? And if not, why? So, Fifi, let me hear from you.
Based on the game, once again, thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Richmond TV. But one thing I would say about the game, watching the game, right? If we're talking about in-person play, I think South Africa had the better in-person tactical play. Um, they're very good. I think Kevin and I were talking about this. They're a very good team in space, and they're very direct. I feel like they play a certain fast pace, fast build up with like a direct attack, and they gave Nigeria a couple of problems. I felt that Nigeria's team was going to eventually fold because Charlie, like normally, once because I'm biased, I'm from Ghana, and at the same time too, it's just like the way the game kind of started. Looking at the game, looking at how it was going, South Africa had like the better play. In my opinion, Nigeria had a few spurts here and there, but at the end of the day, of course, Osimhen, that young guy, man, getting that penalty. I mean, I thought he was the one who was gonna kind of like put it away, but they put it in the hands of the captain. I was very confident that the South African goalkeeper was gonna save that. But it went like right underneath him. But after that, I was happy that the goal that Osimhen scored was not allowed because, of course, I mean, if you're gonna get the same penalty on the other side, then basically, if they had allowed that goal to stand, I would have basically like just lost it. But I think that it was good for them to call that goal back. Looking at it, it was a clear foul on the Nigerian person on the South African side. Um, and it's the game. The game was pretty even. I mean, I didn't see anybody having a better upper hand. Um, apart from the counter attack Nigeria had and stuff like that. But the game was pretty even. There was like a free kick towards the end that I thought, oh, okay, maybe Nigeria will score and this would be it. But they weren't able to do anything with it. And then, at the end of the day, when you go to penalties, that one is for God. It's not about skill or talent. It's about who at that time is hot. So in all, I think Nigeria deserved the win. I think they played a good game, but I think South Africa really, really showed up. They weren't scared. And this is not the South Africa of the Bafana. This is a very interesting team. And we need to take note of them. I think they will make it to the World Cup final, the World Cup that's coming up in the United States because they put together a very good show, and I'm very impressed with them. So that's my feedback about the Nigeria South Africa game. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I think personally I agree with you because they did well and it was unfortunate they have to lose. But I think they lost to the better side, to be honest. Kevin, how did you see the match? Did you think South Africa did not do that well, or they should have done something to overcome this awesome defensive play of the Nigerians?
Yeah, thank you, Coach. I think last time we spoke, I mentioned that tactically speaking, I believe that South Africa would be the better team just in terms of opening and making chances to score, in terms of going forward. Because if they play it's a chaotic tactical game. It looks chaotic, but it's not because they know what they're doing. It's a very short 1-2 1-2 kind of pass, but it looks very chaotic, but it's a very controlled, chaotic tactics, which I really like about them. And they did. And I also said if they don't put away their chances, Nigeria has the players and the big names and the players that will put away chances when they get it. And that's exactly how the game played out. South Africa started on the front foot. Nigeria had some chances here and there. But if you watch the game, South Africa was the one pressing forward. They were the one creating all the chances. My favorite player in the tournament, Pressy Tao. He looks like he's looking in the sun. He's always like this. He looks like the sun is always in his face. That's literally my favorite player in the tournament. Continuing causing havoc for the Nigerians. But this is how the game goes. If you do not convert your chances, all the other team needs is one chance to score because that's how the game goes. The more chances you get, the more confidence you get, which means you go forward more. This is how the game works. And they kept going, and eventually Victor Osimhen was able to kind of create a chance on his own and kind of I don't know what the defender was doing. There's been a lot of questionable tackles in this AFCON, to be honest. And I think as a continent, we need to be smarter when it comes to that situation. There was no need for that defender to make that tackle. Absolutely no need. He's going away from the goal to the byline. No need to make that tackle. Awful tackle. Makes the tackle, puts the Nigerians up by one, which forces the South Africans to push forward even more. They kept going, but just could not break it in until the last minute. Like you said, VAR stepped in. It was a clear penalty based on the fact that the Nigerians also got a penalty. Same way, both was converted and Nigerians. If you didn't do it on purpose, I'm saluting you now. You people did the kudu celebration on the Nigerians. I am saluting all the South Africans players that did that. I don't know where it came from, but everybody knows that's the kudus. So I salute you for that. But like I said, tactically speaking, it played out the way I thought it was going to play out. South Africa's going to come out on the front foot, but Nigerians have the experience, they have the talent, they have the names. So what happens is when the going gets going, when it starts going down to that final moments, the final hour of the game, that's where those names, those players make their. That's where you make your name. Quote to say, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like basketball. Kobe and Jordan make their name from basically being the last one to take the shot, type of thing. Are you that man under pressure? And Nigeria has shown that throughout this tournament. They have a great defense. I think they had only given up 2 goals until that point, which given up a third. So defensively, they were sound. Offensively, they were just doing enough to get by. So tactically, it went exactly how I thought it was going to go. South Africa was going to go forward. They were going to press, but if they did not score, Nigeria was going to find a way to score. They did. Luckily, South Africa was also able to kind of tie it up. It went to penalties, and once again, like I said, penalties is one of those things as a goalkeeper. If you go the same way every time, somebody will give you one. That's how the game goes. Because as a player, you only have 3 choices in terms of direction. It's left, middle, right. And not all 5 players are going to go the same way. But usually, if you watch a penalty, every single one of those directions are taken. If somebody goes left, somebody goes middle, somebody goes right. So as a goalkeeper, if you can be smart enough to go a certain direction a number of times and kind of mess it up, you're going to get one. And unfortunately, like I said, penalties did not favor the South Africans because they had just played penalties. So all those players that played the penalties, they have film on them. So they know where they want to do, they know what they like to do. And unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't their day. It wasn't their time. And Nigeria had now advances to the finals, which, in my opinion, they are now the favorites because I believe they already beat Ivory Coast in the first game. They are the stronger team. And it's looking like us Ghanaians are going to start taking a lot of heat on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, your face, my face, everywhere. These Nigerians are not going to stop if they win the cup. So Ivory Coast, please, like I said, mentally speaking, Nigeria has a better team, and this cup is theirs. But my heart is saying, please, Ivory Coast, do us a solid. Just destroy their parade for us so we can all live in peace because we will not hear the end of this. That's all I have to say.
All right. Yes, yes. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, the Twitter battle or the X battle has started. You could see someone was like, Nigeria Jollof is bad as the Black Star team. And like everything on Twitter and all social media. And Victor, I mean, let me still be with you, Kevin. The Victor Osimhen factor. Personally, I love the way the coach is using him. He puts him on, do the job, 70th minute, I take you out. Do you think it's helping the Nigerian team, Kevin?
Yeah, I believe it's helping the Nigerian team on the playing levels. One, Victor Seaman actually looks like he's dying for the badge, which is a lot of things that my team that I support don't look like they're doing. He's consistently running when he's not getting the ball. He's pressing everything. I mean, I don't know what energy he's on, but he's pressing everything. He presses everything. He challenges everything. He's not selfish when he gets the ball. He gives it off. He's doing exactly what he needs to do as a team player to show that even though I am the star of the team, I am willing to do the small things in order for us to have a team success. And I think with what he's doing it and what his selflessness, that permeates throughout the team. And they go, hey, if Victor Osimhen, $100 million striker, quote unquote, is willing to do the small things, is willing to do the things that are not necessarily talked about in the media, the things that are basically difficult, pressing, the things that are, we call it a thankless job. I'm pressing all these players. I'm running here. I'm running here. I make runs. I don't get the ball, but I don't complain. If he's willing to do all these things, all the other players, all the young players behind him, the veterans, the players that are not on his status will follow suit. And I believe, like you said, he has been an exceptional player this tournament, not because of goals. It's because of his attitude and his work rate and what he's willing to do for Nigeria as a nation to have success. He's not being selfish. He doesn't want to be the hero. He just wants to win. You can tell. He just wants to win. I don't care how it comes. I don't care who does it. I just want to win. And with that attitude and the fact that the players behind him are also following suit, this is a dangerous, dangerous team. And like you said, the coach, whatever the coach has said, whatever his tactics, whatever his mentality, whatever his philosophy is, the players have bought into it. Everybody, nobody's above anybody. Like you said, Musa is a legend of the team. He's on the bench. He doesn't say anything. There's no words. Like Osimhen has been the MVP of that team, and because of his work rate and his selflessness, I believe that it has given his other teammates that confidence and that belief that, hey, if our leader is willing to die for us without even getting what he deserves in terms of goals, in terms of accolades, in terms of media attention, if he's willing to do all these thankless things such as pressing, running, motivating. If he's willing to do other things, when he's substituted off, you can watch. He's not bitter. He's not upset. He's clapping. He's giving whoever's coming on that confidence and that pep talk to hey, go and finish the game for us. If our leader is willing to do that, it makes everybody follow suit. Everybody's also willing to go on that route, and because of that, Nigeria has found themselves where they're at. Victor Osimhen has literally been the MVP with just his attitude and his work rate. And I believe because of that, Nigeria is finding success. So yes, I believe that Victor Osimhen has been a key contributor in Nigeria's success. Maybe obviously if you look at the game and say Nigeria's defense is really good, which it is, their defense is doing pretty well. They're controlling everything, but his selflessness and his ability and his willingness to press. If you watch the games, he's caused a lot of mistakes from the defenders and from the midfielders because of his willingness to press. And because of that, Nigeria has found themselves where they're at. So Victor Osimhen, to me, has been the MVP of the Nigerian team.
And you just took my words, Kevin. You like I was saying, like whether if Nigeria win or they don't win this tournament, MVP should go to Victor Osimhen. I personally agree with you. If you on Victor Osimhen, the way the coach is using him up from, because I'm thinking he just comes in, bully these defenders, bully, get them tired, and he set the tone for those on bench to come and do the needful for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. How do you see Vitor Osimhen performance? So now, and especially in the semi-finals, how we played against the South Africans?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that so now Victor Osimhen, like Kevin was saying, in the beginning, I felt like they were using him just like erratically. Whereas, okay, it was like a 4-3-3 formation with Victor Presson, Lookman, and the other young man on the other side, basically providing the wide wings, pressing on the wide wings. Victor basically does the two job of like pressing the two center backs and the goalkeeper. They were trying to play this like, okay, Victor Osimhen press with like a trap on either the left side. Most of the time, that's what they were doing. I felt like they were going to use his legs out a little bit. But as the tournament went on, I noticed that, like Kevin was saying, he became Nigeria's heart. If you ever notice that one of the biggest reason why we Ghana made it to like one of the semifinals and the quarterfinals in one of the World Cup is because of heart, because we had a leader, or everybody noticed that there's that one person that everybody looks up to. And it's like, hey, you have you have Kevin Prince Boateng playing the midfield, putting his heart in. You have Asamoah Gyan playing hard. And that's why everybody's looking at Victor Osimhen's like work rate. his work rate is the most important thing, and then his name also. So because of the way he plays and because of the way he's relentless, I don't think that he's 100% finished product. I think he's a relentless individual, and the game management really is kind of like, hey, Victor, give us 70 minutes of nothing but like just bother the center backs, bother the goalkeeper, and that's kind of where you see, like Kevin was saying, they see $100 million player, and it's very well documented. It's like having Cristiano Ronaldo on your team, and then you're seeing him put in extra work. That will motivate the Lookman. Will motivate the other people to, like, yo, if Victor is putting in that much work, then hey, why not? And with the game, the secret weapon was the same thing. Victor, when the ball goes to the left side, press, let's trap, let's force them to kick it over. We have a midfield and a good team to kind of retain the ball again. Now you still have to understand, South Africa still kind of knew how to play around it. So Victor Osimhen really didn't have that. His little pressing did not really have that impact on the game, because South Africa really played around it where they really kept possession of the ball, which I was very much impressed. But the whole trick was, Victor's game, it's improving, which helps me understand that the physicality of the thing, the guy, you can't use physicality to you can't out physical Victor, because that's his game. Maybe you could use finesse to let him run around and get tired, but you can't out physical him. So I think the game plan in terms of like the pressing side was a little bit, they were found wanting, because South Africa was able to play around the pressing traps that Nigeria was trying to throw at them. But at the same time too, I think that, like Kevin was saying, that defender Victor's going to his right. It's too far out. I don't know why you're sticking your leg in there. It's defend, like, he's not. If you look at Victor Osimhen's game, like, most of his goals is off of, like, how do they call it, like, off of second chance creation. Most of his goals are from that. So that's a leader. That's a young man that is leading his Nigerian team to a final. He has willed them to it, and not only has the coach done a really good job using him as a focal point to push this team ahead, but at the same time, to tactically and in terms of like the pressing traps and stuff like that, he's amazing at it. And I mean, hey, the sky's the limit for this guy. He might be the most expensive striker to come out after this tournament.
The most expensive striker to come out after the end of AFCON. Hey. Maybe Chelsea will go in for him, or Manchester United. Maybe Real Madrid. You never know,
We don't pay that kind
because
of
he
money.
has he has paid his dues. He's done very well in this tournament, and I agree with you. I don't think that penalty the tackle was not needed at all. You just guide him out of goal. But I mean, during the heat of the moment, you know. But let's go. This is the last round of questions before we move from that match against Equatorial Guinea. The coach went to a fallback, and the supporters of Nigeria, no, because this coach always want to play these defenders, but he went back ever since he switched to the three back. We transition to 5 back system when they don't have the ball. Personally, watching them tactically, I think they are a team too big. Fifi, what do you make of this new tactic that the coach has adapted from the second game all the way till the semi-finals? And I think it has helped them. What do you think?
One name, Aina. That young man basically helped the coach change the whole tactical plan that he had. Aina, Aina. I think he plays for Nottingham
The
Forest.
right,
Yes.
I know the one who played right back, but he was used as the left wing back because Seidu was not in the game. Yes, I agree.
That has changed the whole game. The whole tournament for Nigeria. That guy, Aina. When you watch so the coach basically noticed something. Okay. It's like everybody realizing that, okay, now in order for you to kind of have an overload in the midfield, because they were getting schooled in the midfield. Let's be honest. Like the Nigeria was getting schooled in the midfield to the point where they're even asking the question like, "Yo, it will be even the right person in that position?" So what do you have to do? You have to put yourself in a situation where you create an overload. At the end of the day,
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
when you have more personnel than the other team in the midfield, everything basically, it changes from there. And I think that Aina, the coach making that change, basically helped Nigeria kind of change that tie in there. But that I honestly think, looking at their game, looking at them switching back to the back four, looking at that, it's like, hey, I can still provide that security in the back, but at the same time I can still provide that attacking because I have a player very technical and very skillful on the ball. I've not seen Aina do this in Nottingham Forest. I don't know what happened when he went to Nigeria, but he's a lot more technical and skillful on the ball. And I think that's what's helped. And then point to them being able to have protection in the back, at the same time have the numbers attacking.
Yes, and Aina, I think both wing backs, Aina and Seru. Oh man, when Nigeria is surging forward, they are too dangerous on the flanks, and I think they will be the trump card moving to the finals. Kevin, the coach change in tactics from the 4-back to the 5-back system from second game to date. What do you make of it? Do you think it has helped them to date?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it's helped them because of how, like you said, I think this is one thing that if you're a fan that has watched any other tournaments like the World Cup, the European Cups, all the European Cups, Champions League, even any other league, you gotta understand, the AFCON is a different type of league. It's not the same. It's not the same as any. It's completely different. The middle of the park is very very condensed. It's a congested part of the field when it comes to AFCON. And if you've noticed, a lot of goals have come from the wings. That's how, because the middle of the field is congested. It's just the way that for some reason AFCON is played. So it's a brilliant tactical switch to widening the pitch, to play more on the wings, right? Stretching the defense out, right? Which opens up the defense because they have to get out there to play the ball, which provides them more space in the middle, provides more space for Osimhen to kind of move around. So it's a brilliant tactical switch. Absolutely brilliant, right? And like you said, Nigeria usually attacks on the wings. So when they lose the ball, they usually lose the ball on the wing. And if they lose the ball on the wing, it gives them enough time to switch over. So if you watch the way they play, like you said, South Africa still did a brilliant job playing around that, because what South Africa did was they played very quickly. When they get the ball, the passes are quick, 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 because that moves players around very quickly. It moves your eyes, moves your feet very quickly, and that's where they had the advantage to kind of play around it. But just in general, if you lose the ball on the side of on the side of the pitch, it gives your defense enough time to get back. But if you lose the ball in the middle of the pitch, it's danger. So they have done a very good job of widening the pitch, playing on the wings, allowing their players to kind of watch, allowing the defense. So this makes the defense have to open up. The ball's on the with the wing back on the left side or the right side. I have to get out there to play the ball, which makes me stretch out of that quote unquote my formation, which opens up the middle of the pitch. So tactically speaking, brilliant switch by the coach, understanding what he was looking at, because they played their first game and it was like they can't get anything going. Like it's like we can't move the ball, nothing. I mean, if you watch the goal they scored against, it was come on, it was one of those you got it for your friend Petri goals. It's one of those goals where it just went. They just did it by force by nature. So in terms of a tactical switch, the coach did an excellent job of widening the pitch, giving it all their players enough time on the ball. So when I pass the ball to the wing back, he would either is the left back or the midfielder has to come all the way to me, leaving another midfielder open right behind him for them to play those passes that they wanted to play. So excellent, excellent, excellent adjustment by a coach that was watching the game, seeing what was going on, and it's like, you know what? If I don't switch it up now, something will go wrong. You don't wait for the tournament to finish to fire the coach. That's not an adjustment. If you know, you know. If you don't know, go ask somebody else. That's it for me.
Personally, I agree with you. When it's not going out right, let them go, because look, tactically everybody is brilliant, but if just Ivorians did it today, they are in the finals. Nigerians bet their teeth at their coach. It's like, Massa, we did come here to play. Now you see they are in the finals. Now the penalties. So when he got to penalties, I think most people, everybody thought Williams is going to do his thing again. But penalties, no matter how you practice, when it gets to that time, as I said, we had a goalkeeper back in the days, and our coach told him, just look at the person, take one decision. If you are diving, dive all the way to your right, one hand down, one hand up. Kevin, you can coach us on that more. You dive all the way to the right, you dive all the way to the left. People started going through the middle, and then in the 1990 World Cup held in Italy, that is why the Germans were able to outwit the English national team, the Three Lions. They decided to go through the middle. Then the German keeper started leaving a trailing leg behind to take off the penalty to save the PKs. The penalty shootout. Do you think the South Africans thought, oh, it is a foregone conclusion, or the Nigerians came prepared, or luck was on the part of Nigerians? Kevin, what do you think?
I think people have a misconception that Williams saved 4 penalties the game before, so he was going to do the same. It's actually a disadvantage for him because if you watch him save all those penalties as a player, I've seen where he wants to go or where I think he wants to go. It's a disadvantage, and that was not even the key. This is the key about it. It's not about Williams. The last game they played where he saved 4, South Africa still missed penalties. They only scored 2.
Correct.
So they still missed penalties. That's the key. They missed penalties. Because even in the one against Nigeria still missed one. But the goalkeeper it's like you said, it's a game of probabilities. If the goalkeeper goes the wrong way or if he goes the right way, if like you said, people I think somebody said something with penalties and I disagree that penalty is luck. No, it's not luck. It really isn't. From a penalty taking perspective, it's not luck. As a goalkeeper, as a human being, I know who is the tallest goalkeeper in the world right now. I think it's Courtois. Let me just use him as an example. If he stands in the middle of the pole and he dives all the way to the right, he's not going to touch the pole on the right or his left. He's just not tall enough. Nor is he like, let's say he doesn't have the capability to get there. If me as a penalty taker, if I put the ball right next to the post or right next to the upper corner, no goalkeeper is saving that. None of them. Nobody can save it in the world. So penalty is the skill. Now, when the pressure comes out, most of these players I can see in practice, they can all put the top, the English would say top bins. They can easily put it there no matter what. But when millions of people are watching, your legs get heavy, your palms get sweaty, and you want to just do the safest thing. And that's what, like you said, the South Africans penalties was horrible. Penalties was terrible. When the goalkeeper said, that was a horrible penalty. That was a terrible penalties. They did not do a good job of helping out Williams. And that's what I thought. When they went to penalties, I literally said it watching it. Nigeria's going to win. Because you can't expect your goalkeeper to save 4 penalties again. This is not, come on. There's a reason why he was the first one to do it in the history of the tournament. Because it's not something that happens on a regular basis. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see 4 penalties. So expecting Williams to be your hero again, first of all, you have to help him. If you don't score and he saves that, you are still playing the game. Like, you have to score your own too for him to have that ability. And like you said, the last penalty Iheanacho took, he went the right way. He literally, if you watch the penalty, he went the right way. Iheanacho hit the post for it to go in. There's nothing no goalkeeper can save that. None. That was a brilliant penalty. He hit the post before it went in. Unstoppable penalty. So, in terms of me watching goalkeepers and watching penalties, it was just one of those things where South Africa either they just did not practice penalties or did not have people that were confident in penalties. Because you can't tell me half of these penalties you are playing it right. And no, it has to be either in the top, either in the middle, above, or into the right to the left. You can't play it right like 3 or 4 feet from them. It just doesn't. That's a bad penalty. It was just terrible penalties. Like I said, to be honest with you, Williams still went right way a couple of times, but after you have done all those heroics, the players know how to either, if they know you guess the right way. For example, if you watch the penalty that Ekong took, the captain in the game, the penalty he took to take the lead, it went right under Williams. He went the
Right.
right way. It just went right under him. But in the penalty shootout, did you see where he put the ball? He put the
All the
ball in
way.
the top corner. You're not reaching that. So they understood. They've seen him do it. They understand. So it's not an advantage to the team that has gone already, unless you do your homework, knowing that if it goes again, this is what we're gonna do. If you don't plan for it, you're gonna fail. That's what I'm saying. So that's
Mm.
what really happened. To be honest with you, the South Africans were hoping on Williams heroics again, without having a plan on taking penalties themselves. That was the problem. Goalkeeper, go and save. But we ourselves, we're just going to no. We don't. That's not how it works. You got to score yours so he can help with saving one or two. You in a penalty, ideally, you want your goalkeeper to save one. If he saves one, you should be confident that you can also go ahead and put the rest away. So, like you said, Nigerians were prepared when it came down to penalties. I believe soon as they took Victor Osimhen on and they brought another veteran on. His hair was green. They brought him on. He actually took a penalty. As soon as they brought him on, they were
Yes.
already you could watch it on the telecast. If you watch it in the broadcast, they were actually writing stuff down. Like before the game ended, they were writing stuff down for the penalties because they've already done their homework. And like you said, they already knew what they were doing. So, like you said, Nigeria was prepared for that moment because that's the moment they saw. Oh, as soon as they saw where the game was going, like, oh, South Africa wants to take it to this point, especially when they were also down a man. They were like, okay, we're going to prepare for this. And like you said, the most prepared team was able to take advantage, and that was Nigeria. So that's to my opinion, that's what I saw, and it shouldn't have got to that point. Like you said, Coach, you mentioned South Africa had a brilliant chance of winning the game when the free kick was taken. All he had to do was just tap it in, and he shot it over. So coulda, woulda, shoulda, but here we are now. Nigeria's in the finals, and South Africa's playing the third place game. So it
Yeah.
could have.
That substitution that Nigeria made. I was telling those I was watching the game with, like, this guy, he's coming in for the PKs. And actually the PK that he took was so on point. Like, you knew that he is an expert. That's why they brought him on. Fifi, do you think the better side won during the PKs? Do you think Nigerians came prepared and South Africans were too overconfident? That's why, it went the other way in favor of Nigeria. What do you think?
I think that substitution was very risky. I've seen other teams make a substitution, bring a player who has not even kicked during the game, just mess it up. I know you always want to go with someone who's calm at kicking penalties, but I've seen a lot of situations where the guy has not even kicked the ball. For example, England when England was playing Italy, bringing on Saka and it's either a hit or miss. With me, penalties, when I watch penalties, I basically just say, penalties is all about luck. Just five people are gonna hit the ball at close range. We just pray that when you hit the ball, you hit it hard enough and you hit it at an angle where no one can actually get to it, and then you go from there. I don't see it being a skill, but the entire game, I think that South Africa played a very brave game. I am a bit worried that Nigeria could not score another goal when South Africa went down a man. But that's that shows the resiliency of South Africa. So actually, praise South Africa for their performance. I think South Africa was not over. They were confident in their ability to know that they could take on Nigeria being favorites. But at the same time too, I think they impressed. They made their country very proud. way they came in play. They did not back off. They did not sit back. If you look at the ball possession and you look at the shots on goal, they actually had better. They had the same shots on goal shots as Nigeria, but they had one more better shot on target than Nigeria. They dominated the ball possession, in terms of like how they played. Unfortunately, that red card kind of set them back, but I think they did a good job. So, Nigeria did well. Do they deserve to win? They did enough to win, but I don't think they deserve to win. But at the end of the day, the team with the name has made it to the final, and the team that I mark it down on Richmond TV on what's today's date? Today's February 9th, 2024. South Africa is going to do some crazy things in the World Cup coming, so we need to look out.
I agree. Look, this is a team that when they were coming to this tournament, the FA, Danny Jordan was like, we are not going to promise you any money, but come, let's sit down, sign memorandum of understanding, go there, win the tournament, and that's $7 million divided among them yourself. This is a country who they are serious. They mean business. So the likes of Persital from El Ali and all these Mamelodi Sundowns players, they were playing for the shit, because at the end of the day, and I knew I've lived in that country before. I've played soccer in that country before. Look, I know they will be welcome. They will love them. They will give them some, because nobody gave them a chance to be at the semi-finals. Let's quickly switch our attention to the other semi-finals. Democratic Republic of Congo and Cote d'Ivoire. From onslaught, I knew it's going to be straight. The Nigeria game, Nigeria will win, but I had at the back of my mind, South Africans will break them. But with this match, I knew it's a foregone conclusion for the Ivorians. What do you think, Fifi? What do you think? Do you believe that, this is going to be for Ivory Coast, or you expected something different from the results that came out?
Once again, okay, so what is a foul on the goalkeeper? Let's be honest with ourselves. What is a foul on the goalkeeper? How is that DRC goal not a goal? How? I mean, do we need to is it like refs just need to, and FIFA just needs to be a part of the game? Like, how is that a foul? After that whole debacle, I was like, watch this. They've probably scripted this game. They want Ivory Coast to win this game. After that whole debacle. But to watch the game, I think DRC, man, DRC didn't have much of the chances that I thought. They have players, they have the whistles and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can see them doing something, but I think that the occasion got too big for them. I think that's what happened. If it wasn't for Sebastian Haller just like being useless striker, and like Ivory Coast should have had like 3 or 4 goals against DRC. But that goal that was disallowed by the refs on the goalkeeper, that would have changed the game, because that would have played right into DRC's game, right into it, because then Ivory Coast would go looking for the goal. DRC would just counter on them with Wissa and all those good players that they have. But as usual, VAR. I don't even know if I don't even know how VAR looked at it. The guy kicked the ball. The goalkeeper is about to catch the ball. Like, first of all, it's his fault. He hits the ball to the ground the first time. He's coming to catch the ball. The guy kicks the ball. The ball comes out of the goalkeeper saying, you call foul. Where is the foul? I mean, like, what are we doing? What are we doing now? Like, do we understand maybe AFCON has its own rules on goalkeeper fouls, but I don't see where that's a foul, and I think that's what changed the whole game. 8 minutes into the game, DRC gets a goal. You wiped that off because you claim they fouled the goalkeeper. How? So that was a frustrating game. But at the end of the day, you know, Sebastian Haller kind of came through. He had chances. Like I said, the game should have been like 3-0, but he was able to put one away, and then they just kind of like saw the game out. But DRC did okay, but they were overwhelmed. I didn't see them really like hurt. Ivory Coast. Most of their attack was the crossing the ball. Ivory Coast just kind of has that. They don't have any inside play. Frank Kessie hit the post a little bit, but like in terms of like real play, I think I'm not. Ivory Coast is just I think they use will to get to a few luck here and there and will to get to where they are today. But hey, at the end of the day, they did a good job. They made it through. I guess now they won't be called Ivory Coast, like you said, Cote d'Ivoire, because every time they go somewhere, they don't want Ivory Coast, they want Cote d'Ivoire. So that's my
Okay, thank you very much, Fifi. Kevin, do you think DRC didn't come to the party the other day because I think they were dominated. Aricos came prepared and they won that game. I don't think DRC gave Aricos a much challenge. What do you think?
I think shout out to Biro. I think that's who was on. I think when we did the show, and he said
Yep.
Congo was his team all the way. And I told him, I said, Ivory Coast is just the way they're playing right now. Congo cannot play in the same. Right now, it's not a talent thing with Ivory Coast. This is not what it is because every team has talent. It's a they're playing with passion. I think that's the difference right now. It's passion. And I watched Congo play and I was like, this game I said it in the thing. Ivory Coast is gonna win the game easily. Because it's just watching both teams play. The strengths of what Congo does, Ivory Coast can nullify that. And the strengths that Ivory Coast has, Congo cannot necessarily. Ivory Coast is a very tall team. They have height on them. And like Fifi said before, Congo likes to cross the ball. You're crossing the ball against a team that have height. Not gonna work. Especially if you don't have the height to match. Not gonna work. And on the other end, they have height. So it's just their ability to kind of get in and get it. It's just like you said, that call, you may call it a foul or not, you can't kick the ball out of goalkeeper's hand. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a goalkeeper. I'm telling you the truth. Can't do it.
Agreed. I also agreed.
It's a foul. I mean, what are we talking about?
wait. How?
Can't do it. You
You
cannot
can,
kick the ball.
I agree. You can do that,
You can't
especially in
do
this
that.
area.
Yes, you can't. I'm sorry. It's your foot against his hand. You cannot do that. It's a
He
foul.
hit
Right.
the ball. He hit
It
the
doesn't
ball.
matter. He had the ball in his hand. If it's a foul. I don't even want to go into it's a
How?
foul. They called it correctly. It's a foul.
Let's respect the referee's decision. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Go
know
ahead,
what
Kevin.
it's a foul.
Can we
Right?
get a referee perspective on here
It's a
soon?
foul. But anyway, like I said,
Most
Ivory Coast played. They didn't play particularly well. They just played better than Congo. That's pretty much how the game went. Right? They took a chance, and ever since then, it was kind of like a back and forth kind of game. But like Ivory Coast was the one. That Nigeria game was a lot more exciting than this game. This game was more so. It was not a tactical game per se. It was just more so they were going back and forth, but the Ivory Coast is doing a little better going forward, and then they got a chance. So that's pretty much. It's not really a whole lot to take from the game. The only thing that's to take is that they were playing with passion. They had the home crowd behind them, and like you said, you can see Didier Drogba celebrating, the Chelsea legend. Salute to the legendary Didier Drogba. You can tell like it's a passionate thing for them. Like this team is with passion. And hopefully, when they play in the finals, he can grow his hair again and go wear Hala's number so he can score goals, so we can get Nigeria out of here. Because looking at the final, if we just take the home field away, they cancel out what Ivory Coast likes to do. Height, Nigeria got it. Physicality, they got it. It's a problem. I'm saying it's going to be a big test for Ivory Coast. Very, very big test in the finals because what they like to do, Nigeria has an answer for. But what Nigeria likes to do, let's see if they've learned from the first game and do they have an answer for him. That my problem is Victor Osimhen against Boli. He Osimhen has pace and he does not. That's the game. Literally, if they find him, it's over. I'm just mark my words. Haller is not a pacey guy. He's not a guy that wants to run around you. He wants to bully you. He wants to get in the air. That's not going to work against Nigeria. They have too many big men in the back for that. But
Mhm.
against Ivory Coast, that's the game to watch. It's Boli versus Osimhen. If they can nullify Osimhen for as long as they can, and they can go ahead and maybe they can find something, maybe they can bring Pepe on, maybe he can do some things that he didn't do for another team I won't mention because the host is a team for them, but maybe he could come and do what he was
Arsenal,
supposed to do for
Arsenal,
them.
Arsenal,
I didn't
Arsenal,
mention names.
Arsenal,
Master, I
Arsenal,
didn't mention
Arsenal.
names. I'm mentioning players and what they should have done and they didn't do. Maybe they can come and do some things there, but
No comment.
yeah, as they said, coach, no comment. But right now, like I said, that game was not as an exciting game. It was just a game where Ivory Coast played better than Congo. Congo really didn't have much to offer, pretty much. That's pretty much how the game went. But the finals is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting.
All right, thank you very much. Let me go ahead to and read some comments, and we will dive a little bit into the finals because Kevin has set the ball rolling to the finals. So we have Nicholas Obin saying, "Sports chat with Dasilva, fire, greetings Dasilva," and he said he went ahead to say, "You are welcome, Kevin." Oh, okay. I'm watching live from Ghana. Oh, he's watching all the way from the motherland. Thank you, Nicholas Obeng. I heard you were not feeling well. Get well soon. He went ahead and said, "Welcome, Herbert Blankson." Yes. Daniel Boatin, all the way from New Jersey, said hi. Nana Kofi said, "Thank you so much, Richma TV, for such an amazing program." Okay, thank you, Nana Kofi, for all your support. Obin said, "Nigeria all the way." Then Kweku said, "Ivory Coast shall win. Approved by VAR." Okay, VAR. VAR. What's up, VAR? VAR said on the stamp is so kind.
Or he doesn't
Ivory
mean
Coast
VAR or VAR because
shall
VAR
win.
head the game. Yeah.
He will win. So that's what Kwekuva is also telling us. So let's go ahead and talk about the finals. Nigeria, 3 times African champions, are facing 2 times African champions. Will the Elephants win to equal the Super Eagles record, or the Super Eagles will win to equal the Black Stars of Ghana record? Ivory Coast lost the first encounter because they were all placed in Group A by a single goal. I watched that match and I think tactically Nigeria were the better side. But the question is, they just won that game by a lone goal through a penalty. And again, Victor Osimhen Fata came to play. This Ivorian coach, I don't know whether the tactics is working because I don't see tactics. What I see from this coach is a substitution. And I see the players are playing. They are playing for him. This is the second time they are going to meet. And it's at the finals. And I think the game will be won in the midfield because, as I said on this program, the Nigeria defense is too organized. The Ivorian defense are not all that good. So the battle will be in the midfield. Because anytime Nigeria loses the ball and they transition to a 5-back, they leave Alex Iwobi and co. But that is where I think the Ivorians can punish them with the likes of Sangari, Fofana, and Kessie. So the battle of the midfield will determine this particular finals. Let me go ahead to Fifi. Fifi, Sunday is the finals. Who do you think will win? Tactically, both teams. I think on paper, Nigeria, straight. This trophy is for Nigeria. I think they got it. But the Ivorians have the number 12 man in terms of the supporters. And don't get it twisted. The first time they met, it was just a low goal and it was a PK. And in finals, anything can happen. So, Fifi, back to you. Who do you think will win this finals? And tactically, who do you think will win the tactical battle comes this Sunday?
I think Ivory Coast will win on penalties,
Or you
and
think Ivorians will win on penalties?
I think the tactical battle will go to Nigeria. Have most of the chances tactically in terms of their approach, but Ivory Coast will do a pack the bus with the counter attack, um, long ball counter attack, pack the bus, and then they'll see this thing out to penalties, and then hopefully they can see what they can do. Nigeria's penalty taking in the last game was quite good. I don't think they can repeat it. So I think tactically, the Ivorian coach will come with a pack the bus, counter attacking, long ball system. Nigeria will try and play their usual, left side press with Osimhen, look, and then kind of like see if they can get Ivory Coast to play long balls. Ivory Coast will be playing the long balls, but they'll keep it compact in the middle. So Nigeria will have no choice but to be crossing the end. Lookman and the other young person will be very pivotal. Ivory Coast has a Dingra. I think it's a Dingra or whatever it is. Very pacey left winger. So I think that's what they're gonna do. They're not very familiar. They know they're the weakest team here, so they're gonna go with the counter-attacking format, and they'll see this game out and win in penalties.
50 things they will win on penalties. The last time it was host and win was all the way in Egypt, 2006. The Nations Cup that was held in Egypt. That Hassan Shiara, he was the coach of the Pharaohs. Egypt hosted and they won. And they won on penalties against the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire, led by Didier Drogba. They had Yaya Toure. They have the late Tierney, Ataboka, and all those good stuff. They play against Mido, Abu Tuari, and they lost on penalties. Will history repeat itself, Ivorians? Because we haven't seen host and win in the AFCON for a long time. Kevin, do you think Ivory Coast stand a better chance with the supporters behind them to outwit this tactical, disciplined Nigerian side?
I think this Ivory Coast team is not the same team that Nigeria played. It's the same players. It's the same players that they play, but it's not the same team. If that
Agreed.
makes, it's not the same team. The coach that is there now has infused them with a different type of pride that they're playing with. I want to say so. The game is not going to be the same in terms of intensity. I think Ivory Coast will come out to play, but Nigeria is just a better team overall. Now, tactically, in my head is saying that Nigeria will win the game 2-0. Just in my head. That's what my head is telling me. But this is what I really want to happen. Adingra is a key. He needs to look at what Lukman is doing and play the exact same way. When you get the ball on the wing, you need to go directly at the left back and go inside. Because for some reason, these defenders like to stick their leg out. I don't know what's going on in Africa, but stop sticking your leg out. There's VAR. You can't get away with it before. Before in India, you can do it and move your hand like you didn't see anything. But there's VAR. He needs to be more direct. Very, very direct. That's the game for them because Nigeria is a very organized team. When they lose the ball, they get into place very quickly. So when Adingra and all those pacey players, like I said, the midfield, Ivory Coast will control the midfield. That's very. I can already see that. Kesse is a top player. He will control the midfield. He will control the midfield. But Nigeria does not play through the middle anymore. They go through the wings. So it's gonna be very interesting to see whose tactics will work. Because Nigeria gets the ball, Iwobi gets the ball. He's looking for the wing backs. Goes the ball to the wing backs. Then he moves up and then he gets it back because the defenders are moving out to the wing backs, which gives him space. So that's what's going to happen. We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see whose tactics wins in terms of middle versus wing versus wide. But in terms of the key is Adingra for me. Adingra or Pepe, whoever they bring on the wings, they have to be aggressive going at Nigeria. They have to be very fast, quickly. They have to play quick. Because when Nigeria loses the ball, if you're not quick, they get back into position and their defense is solid. So that's the key is if Ivory Coast decides to play a counter game, When they get the opportunity, they have to be fast. Speed. This has to be done with quickness. Because what I've noticed with Nigeria is they will take the foul just to get back in position. Because they know once they get in position, it's a wall. You're not going anywhere. So they need to be very, very fast and they have to do that very early. Very, very early. Either get somebody in trouble quickly with a quick yellow, or you need to go early. And a lot of long shots. That's the key too. Ivory Coast needs to shoot from distance. The goalkeeper has not been tested this whole entire tournament. Don't let the penalties fool you. He has not been tested. Just test the goalkeeper, please. Long distance. So the key for Ivory Coast is speed in their attack when they get a chance. Through the midfield, they must control the midfield because they have the players to do it. And long shots. They need to take a lot of long shots. And if you get a chance, if Haller is the one starting, give him what he does best. He wants to be in the air. Cross him the ball. Those are the points that I would like to see. If Ivory Coast are able to do these things, and if they are able to organize themselves with the 12 man behind them, I believe they can do something special. I don't think you've ever seen this. First game, you fire your coach. A guy that really hasn't coached any big places anywhere takes over and brings you all the way to the. I don't think we've ever seen this. And they can cap this off. This could be even a move if they win the tournament. So, Ivory Coast, trust me, almost every Ghanaian is backing you. Almost every Ghanaian. I'm not even joking. We are all backing you, not because we don't want Nigeria to win, because they don't know how to win gracefully. You want to win and you want to rub it. I don't understand. The country has 300 and something million people. Ghanaians, we are only like 30 or 40 million. We cannot compete, but you always want to compete. I don't get it. So Ivory Coast, from a small country to a small country, do us a solid and send these people home because they have to fly over Ghana. So if you send them home, you fly over Ghana, we'll go wave them like this. Bye bye. So please send them home. Send them home for us. Make us all proud because we are right next to us. Okay? If Nigeria, if you win, we will cut all your lights off. Respectfully. You will celebrate in darkness. No problem for us. So that's
All right. This is an open letter from Kelvin to the elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. He said, do him and Ghana. That's his opinion, favor. It's an open letter to Ivory Coast. Do him this favor and let's see. But personally, I think Nigeria has a better chance to win. Yes, they has a better. I don't see from all departments. I don't see Ivory Coast. But again, the Fifi. I mean, as Kevin said, this is the same thing, but now the mindset of the Ivorians has changed. So they are now coming with a different mindset. And if you saw how Didier Drogba, few minutes to the end of the game, and he was there. What is his name? Adebayo was there. Wilfred Bonny, all those legends, they were waving on the crowd. Come on, let's push them, and that will play a very, very huge factor on this Sunday's game. But I think the Eagles will fly again Sunday. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Elephants use a strength to bring down the Eagle. Sunday will tell. Let's quickly talk about the third and fourth game between South Africa. Quickly, briefly. Kevin, who do you think is going to go win the bronze medal? South Africa and DR Congo?
Bafana. Percy Tau. Take it home for Bafana. That's quick and easy. Bafana.
All right, Fifi, what do you think of two?
Wissa, DR Congo. Wissa, let's go, man. I think DR Congo will sneak a goal. So,
all right.
Bafana is wide open, but I think DR Congo will sneak a goal.
I think Bafana, I'll place them favorite to capture the bronze medal because I think they've played something good. And as Fifi rightly said, and it's on record, Hugo Bruce has won this tournament before. Viewers, he won it with the indomitable Lions of Cameroon when nobody expected them to win. So he's building something formidable for South Africa, and this upcoming qualifies for the 2026 World Cup. Watch out for the Bafana boys all the way from South Africa. Daniel Boateng Facebook. Daniel Boateng said, More fire, brother. More fire to you. And he came back and said, I want Nigeria to win. Yes, Daniel Boateng said he also want Nigeria to win. And I think on paper, Nigeria look, they are the favorite. But as we said here, the number 12 man in the supporters, Alassane Ouattara Sports Stadium, will be fired this Sunday. Now let's change topic a little bit. Let's go to the other various leagues. Viewers, if you just join us, this is Sports Chat with Dasilva. We're talking about the AFCON, the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations, currently going on in Cote d'Ivoire, which will be coming to an end this Sunday. We're talking about the semi-finals that went on between Cote d'Ivoire and Democratic Republic of Congo, which the Ivorians won on penalty, which the Ivorians won by a long goal, and the Nigeria Super Flying Eagles and their match against the Bafana, which was 1-1, and Nigeria went away to carry the day on PKs. And we are now coming to zoom into various eye-catching Premier League, Serie A, La Liga leagues across Europe. So let's start with the Bundesliga, the German Bundesliga. So Werder Bremen today were able to beat Schalke by 3-0. So upcoming fixtures that is coming on tomorrow, we have Eintracht Frankfurt against Bochum, Borussia Mönchengladbach against Darmstadt 98. Werder Bremen will also play Heidenheim 1864. And the big game, of course, Bayern Leverkusen will be hosting FC Bayern Munich. Kevin, let's briefly, I think, let's shift attention to the big game, the first and the second. Bayern Leverkusen against Bayern Munich. Alonso, the leading coach, and Thomas Tuchel are your favorite. He won you the Champions League, right? What do you think of this game coming on?
Every Chelsea fan always salutes Mr. Tuchel, you know. Tuchel, however he wants to be called. That's the boss shoe right there. So I respect him. I respect his work. I respect what he did for my team. But tactically speaking, like you said, Bayer Leverkusen is doing something that is different. Now, how the sports usually work is when you're different, it usually works in the beginning, but eventually everybody catches on. When Tiki Taka first came out, it was, oh my gosh. They're keeping the ball 70% of the time, these small passes, but eventually teams catch on. So this is something different. I think Tuchel being a mastermind when it comes to game planning for his teams, I think he will have a game plan, but for some reason, okay, you know what? I think that Bayern have the players. They have the playmakers to change the game. So, for example, a Harry Kane, a Leroy Sané, they just have players that can do things on their own, right? No, not a tactical thing, right? It's more so give me the ball and maybe I'll get past 2 or 3 people and make a play. So they have the players to break the game open. I believe, but I believe Bayern Leverkusen just has a formula. So let's just see. This is what I want to see: is formula versus star power. What's going to play out? Because I think they have a system in place in which they all understand what to do. All 11 players understand exactly what to do. It's an attacking game, and they're trying to win the game. They're not trying to defend nothing. We're going to go forward, and we're going to win the game. Compared to Bayern, that also want to do the same, but they also have game changers. They have players that can do things on their own at any moment. I think that is the key. Is can I keep these game changers to become normal players? Because if they allow Leroy Sané to gain confidence, Harry Kane to gain confidence, the Comans to gain confidence, the Musielas to gain confidence, they just have players that can do things. And I think, to be honest with you, that may be too much for Bayer Leverkusen. So I am giving the edge to Bayern because they have players that can do things on their own. I think if you always have, I think throughout history, the best teams or the most successful teams always have a player or two that can make things happen for themselves. You can go into the Barcelonas, which have a Messi that could do something on his own, Neymar that could do something on his own. You can go to the Real Madrids. Cristiano Ronaldo could do something on his own. They had Bale when he was at his best can do something on his own. Benzema, even now they have Vinicius can do something. So all the best teams have players that can do something on their own. So I believe that because of that, I think I will give Bayern Munich the edge solely because they have players that if at any moment they can take players on and make things happen. So with that being said, I, it's going to be a very entertaining game, and I think Bayern may just sneak it out because of the players they have. But tactically speaking, I give the edge to Bayern Leverkusen. But this is the type of game where the tactics is not that far apart in terms of both coaches. Tactically, both coaches are very sound. It may just be an edge here or there, but in terms of player to player, it's not even close. Bayern has the edge over that, and I think because of that, Bayern will be up for this game because they know. They've heard all the noise about Bayern Leverkusen. They've broke records for I think the first team not to be defeated in about 20 something games. I think they broke that record. They've heard all of it. So I think Bayern will be up to play for this game, and I think they'll be able to win this game over Bayern Leverkusen.
All right, thank you very, very much, Kevin. Kevin think experience will play a massive role in tomorrow's big match in the Bundesliga. He thinks experience will win the day for Bayern Munich because of the personalities that they have. Fifi, what do you think about this upcoming great fixture in the Bundesliga this weekend? Bayern
Where
Leverkusen,
is
Bayern Munich.
where is it happening? Who's the home team?
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen. I'm a bit worried about Leverkusen's last game. They were down 2-0. It took their defendant Tar to kind of get them out of it. But whilst they were down, there was something that the other team noticed. A few cracks in their whole Alonso's beautiful tactical whatever. Like Kevin said, at the end of the day, Musiala, Harry Kane will get a goal. Tuchel will bring in. He will definitely play the Kimmich guy to kind of disrupt what Shaka and Palacios are doing. Tuchel will control the midfield because technically Tuchel plays like a 3-4-1. You know, like a what does it play? Like a 3-4-2-1 ish
They're
kind of.
playing more of 4-2-3-1 this season. Yeah.
They play more of a 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
He'll change that. I think he's going to change that to match the midfield number of Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen has the home crowd. That is one hell of a passionate crowd that is out there. There was a kink in their armor in the last game. I didn't like how they got exposed. It was too easy how the other team kind of scored 2 goals on them. It wasn't for the fact that team was just not too good. They ran out of steam, though. They would have won that game. I think teams have started figuring out how Bayern Leverkusen is winning. So now the games, they're winning games with passion. We're basically like, okay, you guys have figured out our tactic. Now you're the new breed. Like we're using we're using passion to basically outbeat you. At the end of the day, the German machine is coming to town. Harry Kane has not stopped scoring. And I think Bayern Munich will try and make a statement. I give 2-1 to Bayern Munich, or Bayern Munchen, as they call them. I think Tuchel will come and, of course, he'll go with his little midfield 4 with the wing, with the playing the left wing backs in to kind of help with the support of the midfield. And then it's just going to be like a very, very intense game. I actually will watch that game. I actually want to see what this whole Xabi Alonso noise is about. But I give the edge to Bayern Munich.
Okay, both my panelists think Bayern Munich will win. So let me give you the stats. Both have played 20 games so far. Leverkusen has won 16. Bayern Munich has also won 16. Leverkusen has tied 4. Bayern Munich has tied 2. Leverkusen has not lost any game. Bayern Munich have lost 2 games. So Leverkusen sit at the summit of the league table with 52 points, and Bayern Munich has 50 points. So there is 2 points different. And going to the home, I think the crowd really charged them when they play against Borussia Dortmund. I watched that particular match, and I think slightly I will give it to Bayern Leverkusen win or a draw to maintain the spot because they can't afford to lose this game. If they lose it, I think you don't allow Bayern Munich when they come on top. It's a foregone conclusion. So I think I'll be a little the opposite where my two panelists what they are saying and give their tie to a Leverkusen win or a draw. Let me go ahead to read some comment real quick. So Oliver Ajiman, oh greetings, bro. So viewers, Richmond TV will be hosting a political talk show. Yes, a political talk show. And I have the host who's just sent his comment. We will unveil the host very soon as time goes on. But stay tuned. Richmond TV will be hosting a political talk show. Currently, we are streaming two programs, Time with Royal Mama, which is always live on Richmond TV, Sports Chat with Dasilva, and we are about to add another program, a political talk show, which will be hosted by Mr. Oliver Kwame Ajimai. Now, Oliver said, honestly, I think the way these panelists are digesting the game. No, I like the way these panelists are digesting the game. I am really thrilled. Big ups to you all. My suggestion is why not one of you go for the stars job? LOL. Maybe we'll put what is his name? Kevin there. I will assist Kevin, or I will go then Kevin will assist me so that we can kick all of them out, kick the FA, kick those retaliates, build a new blaster with more local teams, and be a formidable FA. Let's say any unnecessary things, as I said on Richmond TV, sack everybody. That FA is corrupt. The FA, the messenger will be sack them. ESCO members having team members bringing in their team. That is why we are not winning. Let's switch gears to the Syria R. We have some upcoming fixtures that is coming up. Thank you for that message, Oliver. So we have Calgary against Lazio, Roma against Internazionale, Inter Milan against Roma, Sassuolo and Torino. Then we have AC Milan and Napoli. The Monday, Juventus will play Udinese. Let's focus more on the Roma and Inter Milan. Fifi, do you think Inter Milan, this is the time they're going to Rome to lose or drop points as they see they've opened a lead at the league table? They sit on top of the summit with 57 points with a game at hand. The closest they have is Juventus with 53 points. So it's 57 to Inter and 53. And they are taking this lead all the way to Roma. What do you make of this match, Fifi?
Oh, this is a 1-0 or a draw kind of waiting to happen. The old ladies, they just let go of their coach. So of course they have that new manager's bounce. That's why they beat the team 4-0 after Marina was let go. I don't think at the end of the day they have that kind of firepower to actually go against International. The Resoneri people there are playing very well. Like it makes a lot of sense how they're putting things together. Lautaro Martinez, I thought he was going to struggle when what's his name? Lukaku left, but the French guy, the French striker, is playing really well with them. I think that they're gelling really well. You have the crazy midfielders, the kind of Lulus and their defense. So I'll give an edge to International to probably just give him like a 1-0 or the worst result be a draw. But I don't see Roma, doing anything. They might have the crowd behind them. They'll be excited the first 15. So I just need Inter Milan to kind of weather the storm for like the first 15 to 20 minutes because the old ladies will come and they will come with that manager's bounce. And trust me, I don't think Inter Milan should sleep on Roma. If not, it'll be 2-0, 3-0 quick. Though that manager bounce is a real thing. It'll be quick. So if they're able to weather the storm, I think Inter will either sneak out of there with a draw or a 1-0 win.
Okay, Fifi thinks Inter, this is not the time for them to drop points. They will go to Roma and carry their 3 maximum points or at least come home with a draw. Kevin, what do you think about this upcoming fixture?
I think this is a foregone conclusion. Inter is going to win this game. None of this new manager bounce. This is not about to happen. This is a title contender on their way to a title. They have the better team. Like you said, I think the French striker you're talking about is Thurman, if I'm not mistaken. Thurman is his name. They've been playing well together. They just have the team. Plus, I don't like the way Roma dealt with my legendary coach, which I believe is the best coach of all time. I don't like the way they dealt with him. So I just think that, with that being said, I just think that tactically speaking, team to team, strength to strength, Inter is just a far better team. They're more organized. They have more experience. They know exactly what they're doing. This is a new coach. Yeah, you may have played a team and you got some 4-0, but there's still some kinks you need to work out. What happens when you go down one? What substitutions are you making? What adjustments are you making when the game's not going your way? We haven't seen that yet. So I think Inter's going to put that to a test. And I think as the first game from a team that's on top of the league, I just think it'll be too much for that team. And I think Inter will win this game 2-3-0.
Very much it. Oh, Chelsea, and they allow for Jose Mourinho, and you can blame them because for a club that 50 years they have won the Premier League, and it took the special one all the way from Portugal after doing exploit with SC Porto to give them what they need, the Premier League. You can't begrudge them. They allow for Jose Mourinho will forever be there for them. So we get where you're coming from, Kevin. Let's go ahead to La Liga. A big game is coming up. The first and the second. But let me just give you some fixtures that's coming up. Alaves will play Villarreal. Real Sociedad will play Osasuna. Las Palmas will be hosting Valencia. Getafe will play Celta Vigo. Real Mallorca will play Rayo Vallecano. Atletico Madrid will trek all the way and play Seville. Then, of course, Barcelona will be hosting Granada. The big match. Oh, tomorrow we have a lot of big match. Real Madrid, Ancelotti versus the surprise team of the moment, Girona. The surprise team. Is Experience going to win? Or the youthful or newcomers zeal will prevail tomorrow? Kevin, Real Madrid at home and Girona. Let me give you the stats of the league table before you come. So, both of them have played 23 matches. Real Madrid sits at the summit of the league log with 58 points, having won 18 games, tied 4, lost 1, scored 33 goals, and 23 has been scored against them, and they have a plus 15. Girona, on the other side, the same 23 matches played, they've won 17, tied 5, lost 1, scored 27 goals, and 52 against. They have a difference of plus 27 goals, and they have 56 points. 2 points different. The first and the second. Who will carry the day at the Bernabeu? Kevin?
This weekend is a weekend for sports fans to remember. My only problem is
I'm telling you, from La Liga, from Bundesliga, from AFCON, from Super Bowl. Whoosh!
we have all. But my only problem is I think both that game and Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern started at the same time. I think that's my only issue. But we'll figure it out. But this game is a game that I've been waiting for. Because in some weird way, I know Girona is linked to Man City somehow, some way. I don't know why that's intriguing to me, but that's a side subject. I think Girona is one of the teams that have been winning, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually watch them play a team. I just know I see results. Oh, okay. Results. Okay. So this would be my first time actually sitting down to dissect them. So I want to dissect them, but here's my issue to Real Madrid. They're missing Militao. They're missing Rudiger. They're missing Alaba. And I think Nacho is hurt too. That means they will go into the game without a natural center back. If that is the case, Real Madrid will be playing a football match without a natural center back on the pitch. So who's gonna play? Are they gonna put Camavinga there? Who's gonna play defense? We have to wait to see. I think that's my thing. I think they might put Carvajal. It's just their defense worries me because they're all injured. So that is a problem. Real Madrid is not full 100% because they have too many injuries. Is Vinicius going to start? Is he starting on the bench again, or is he going to play? I think for now, the fact that there's a lot of injuries with Real Madrid, like I said, for what I know now, all their center backs are injured, all of them. They don't have their starting lineup yet, but I know all of them are hurt. So all of them are injured. We don't even know who's going to be in the back line. We have no clue. I know they may play Mendy, they may play Carvajal. I mean, is Chouameni healthy? Are they going to put him in the back? Who are they going to? It's just there's a lot of moving parts right now. So I think from now the injuries is a concern for me. The injuries is a concern for me. But Ancelotti, the silent assassin, the emotionless man, the manager with the best poker face in the game. I just think he will hypnotize the water boy to come and play defense. He's just gonna do something. He's gonna find a way. I know. I just have a feeling he's just gonna. He doesn't talk much, only action. So, with that being said, I just believe that if Vinny, Belly, and Rodrigo is playing, as long as they have some bodies in the back, I believe that Real Madrid will either secure a point or a win. Now, like I said, the injuries worry me. And Girona, like I said, I haven't watched them fully. I can only tell when the game starts. I will tell. If Girona plays with pace, they will worry Real Madrid. Pace. But we all know the paciest player on the field is Vinicius Jr. They have the ultimate paciest person. And that is the problem that I think will cause. So I believe Real Madrid will win the game based on pure talent, pure offensive firepower. Defense is suspect because all of them are hurt, but I believe that it's one versus two. It's experience versus not. It's a legend versus not. It's accolades versus none. It's just this is the David and Goliath match, and trust me, it's not going to end in the way that it ended in the Bible. This time, David and Goliath will be the victor in this match. It's not going to be the same in the Bible. This is a football match with players versus players, 11 versus 11, tactics versus tactics, your players versus mine. And for now, even with all the injury concerns, that's how confident I am. The fact that they don't play with they might play with 9 players, and I still think they'll win the game. So that's my honest opinion. I just think Real Madrid has too much stars, too much talent on their team not to take this victory, and I believe they will be able to do that.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, Kevin. I love the way you give me your technical and tactical analysis of this game. So Girona, this is how they play. They work for themselves. It's total football, and their transition is very fast against Barcelona. You will see them. It's quick when they get the ball. 1, 2, 3 passes, they are in your penalty box, and that is how they play. But Kevin said, I agree with you. Ancelotti will find something. Ancelotti, I think he was tempted, even though he got that 1-1 to play Vinicius in the last game. He was on bench, but trust me, he knew this match at the back of his head. So don't be surprised to see Vinicius in this game. And with him playing, it will kind of put the brakes on Girona the way they always want to sprint. They spring forward. 1 point, you see 10 men behind the ball. When they are coming, they defend in numbers, they attack in numbers. So it is going to be a very beautiful game this weekend. Fifi, what do you make of this game? You think Ancelotti will do it, or these people will come to Bernabeu and shut the place, or Girona will come to Bernabeu and shut the place down? What do you think?
This is what I think. I see a la Madrid. This is not even a contest. 2-0 Real Madrid. It's the La Liga is in Real Madrid's hands. 2-0. Girona will not have a chance.
So Fifi think,
Girona,
okay, go ahead.
Girona will not see the game. They will have a few moments here and there. The Bernabeu has a way of eating people alive. Alive. If the greatest players can go there and go and mess up, Girona, this is like a good year. Let's give them their props. But they're not gonna beat Real Madrid in Bernabeu. If that happens, Ancelotti should resign. It will not happen. Because at the end of the day, I see a la Madrid. I see a la Madrid. And I'll be there cheering them on. As we always say, we're looking for Belly. Belly in his goal. Belly in his goal. Vinicius Junior will come into the game. Um, I think Ancelotti will still stick with his back four. Towards 70 minutes, let's say 70th minute, he will take Brahim off and basically bring Joselu, and then make Bellingham the number 10, put Vinny on the wide left, keep Rodrigo on the right, and then have Modric and Tony Kroos play, having Modric being the extra playmaker, having Toni Kroos kind of be the back line playmaker. He's gonna have Cavamenga playing the left back because he did a good job. Um, he's gonna keep Nacho in the middle, and then he's gonna play Carvajal on the other side. It's a 2-0 win for Real Madrid. He's gonna play his normal belly being the what's it called, the false nine or the playmaker. He kind of lets Belly kind of play that in the beginning of the game, and then towards like 765th minute, he's gonna bring Hustle in, and they're gonna change their tactics to just crossing the ball over. They'll overwhelm Girona. It'll be a 2-0 win.
Okay, Fifi thinks it's gonna be a 2-0 win. I personally think if Girona will have a go at the Bernabeu, there's a lot of goals will come in this weekend. And I think I will give it to Ancelotti. Real Madrid will still won't have a firm grip sitting at the summit of the league log. Quickly, let's talk briefly about the Ligue 1. So we have Marseille, Olympique Marseille today were held in a pulsating 1-1 draw by Metz. So tomorrow, Paris Saint-Germain will play Lille at home. Toulouse will play Nantes. Montpellier will play Lyon. Nice will play Monaco. French League, I think the Paris Saint-Germain, because as we speak now, they have 47 points and the second team has 39 points. I think the French League, Paris Saint-Germain will win it again. Panelists, what do you think?
It's a foregone conclusion. That league is a famous league, please, respectfully. Mbappe should just go to Real Madrid so nobody can watch the league anymore. If he leaves, nobody will watch the league anymore.
Okay, 50 years briefly.
That league is like, what is that league? Charlie,
it's okay. I get it. It's a one-way league.
Yeah, next.
Let me go ahead to read some comments. Wadaski said nice. Then Nana Kofi said, well said, Kevin. Yes, Kevin. The viewers are loving your how you are digesting all your stuff. Hey, and you will Chelsea free. Then Wadaski says sports pa. Then Wadaski, I know where it is coming from. He's a Manchester United fan, so he said Red Devils fire. Then he went ahead to say, if Nigeria wins, Ghana go make hot. Then the Jollof battle will start. But I mean, what is? I don't think it's any big deal. If Nigeria wins, look, it's sad. Okay, viewers, the reason why it is very sad. When Nigeria were winning their first AFCON in 1980, Ghana by that time had won 3. Listen, I've won 3 AFCONs. Yes, we had 3 AFCONs. So when the likes of Mathematica, Odegbami and Co. won it in 1980, We had three, and they won their first AFCON. They've gone ahead to win it in 1994, Tunisia 94. And maybe you agree or disagree with me. I personally think if they were not banned for South Africa 96, they would have gone ahead to win the 96 AFCON and win in South Africa and win the 1998 AFCON in Burkina, because that 94 squad, Peter Rufai, Rashidi Yekini, Emmanuel Amonike, Danny Amokachi, you can name them. They were too good. They were the best ever the continent can boast of. But because they were banned, it took them some years before they came to South Africa in 2013 to win their third AFCON. If they win this year, it's 4 AFCONs for them, and Ghana also has 4. So I don't see any big issue. But the thing that the Ghanaians don't want this to happen because they didn't do things right, and then Nigerians are coming up. But if they win, it's 4-4. I mean, what about if they don't win? If Ivorians win, it's 3 for Ivorians, 3 for Nigeria. Let's go ahead and let me go to the last league that we want to talk about before we sign off. Is the EPL. We have some interesting matches coming up. Man City will be playing Everton. Fulham will be hosting Bournemouth. Burnley will travel all the way and play the league leaders Liverpool. Tottenham Hotspur will be hosting Brighton. Sunday, I think this is the biggest match. West Ham and Arsenal and Aston Villa against Manchester United. Fifi, your team will be traveling to the Villa Park to meet Unai Emery men. The talk of the town, Kobe Menu. Do you think he's poised to bust the midfield and give power Manchester United to a win at this ground with Unai Emery and his team at Aston Villa?
I am up. Thank you. After he signs his contract, I'll do another celebration. But I think this is a tricky game.
Agreed.
I think after what Chelsea did to Aston Villa, I think this is a very tricky game. We still lack confidence as a team. We're naive and young in certain places. I know what Ten Hag is going to do. He's going to play the exact same team that played West Ham. And he's going to think that, Aston Villa is going to beat that. It's going to take us for granted and basically just come at us. I think this is going to be a loss for United. Aston Villa is hungry. I think Licha not being there is very, 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 very important. He's not going to play Varane there either. What he's probably going to do is play Victor Lindelof, which is a bad, bad idea. He's going to play Harry Maguire, who almost cost us 2 goals.
Please, give Maguire his flowers. He's been doing good now.
Luke Shaw, yeah, and then Dalot. We're going to come out and play like we did at Manchester United, but with a little bit less energy. We're not going to be prepared when we come out the gate.
Okay.
I'll say 1-0 to Aston Villa.
Okay. Fifi thinks Manchester United are going to win. Viewers, he just said it so that Monday he will come and said, you see, everybody thought we were going to lose. We went there, we saw, and we conquered.
No.
But on a more serious note, yes, Fifi thinks Aston Villa will carry the day. Let's see what transpires on that game. Kevin, what do you think? Villa against the Red Devils.
Oh, I think Villa will spank them all over the pitch, respectfully. You people, you're up and down, you're a roller coaster. You want to go up and then you want to come down. But in all seriousness, though, like you said, this is it's one of those what they call a trap game. Right? Villa's coming off a bad performance against us, and I don't think they'll want to repeat that. So they'll come out all guns blazing against Manchester United. Villa actually has players that can cause anybody trouble. I mean, they have pace. They have pace on the wings. They have really tall players in the back. I mean, they can cause some issues. I think Ollie Watkins can cause some issues, and like you said, the fact that Martinez is not there, your defense is in shambles. At this point, these people have to miss in order for you to, because Onana is not catching anything. I'm telling you the truth. If there's a shot on goal, it's going into the net, and that's just being honest. So, I think that this trap game, like I said, i- in the 80th minute, if it's tied, Manchester United will win the game.
Okay.
But if Aston Villa is up before then, they'll either draw or win the game. So that's viewers. Remember, I said that in the 80th minute, if it's draw, Manchester United will find a way to win the game. But if Aston Villa is up before the 80th minute, it will either be a draw or win from it. Aston Villa. That's the key of the game. For some reason, my Manchester United turn on in the 80th minute. I don't know why. I've watched multiple games where they do that. So, with that being said, this is a trap game for them. They usually start out slow, and if Aston Villa is able to come out the gates firing, come out fast, they may be able to catch Manchester United slipping before they actually get into it. So, um, Kobe Mainoo is getting a lot of attention, and trust me, the players are noticing. Opposing players are noticing. They're not
Agree.
treat him like a kid anymore. They're not gonna trust me. You know what happens when you get a lot of attention. Jose Mourinho said this about Eden Hazard, and it came into fruition. When if a player is getting attention and you don't protect him, his career will be ended short. So it will be very, very interesting to see what type of tackles are being dished out to Kobe Mainoo. What kind of physicality Kobe Mainoo is going through. Like I say, he's only a child. So there are some grown men playing in the APL. So it'll be interesting to see going forward how he gets treated on the pitch by opposing players. How the physicality goes up when he has the ball. What kind of tackles that he's receiving. It'll be very interesting to see going forward since he's beginning to kind of make his name across the league. So, like I said, trap game, 80th minute. If Aston Villa is up, they win or draw. If it's draw, Manchester United wins the game.
Thank you very much, Fifi. Kevin. Yeah, Kevin thinks he thinks Manchester United can do something if it is goalless at the 80th minute. But I think I see more of a draw, or I'll move in favor of United. You see, this is a team that when you write them off, they will punish you. They know how to, for some reason, when you think nothing will work, they will go all the way to win. Let's talk about the last match we want to discuss. It's a London affair. Arsenal will be going to West Ham United. Are we going to see the kudu celebration, or you sit on those advertising board, or Martinelli, Saka, and rest? And it is the second time Declan Rice is going to his former club. The last time Arsenal went there, it was not good news. They lost the Carling Cup, or the League Cup, and this is the second time they are going there. Kevin, you think Arteta still want to keep the heat on Liverpool and Manchester City, so he's going to do the needful, or you think West Ham will come out blazing as they did in the League Cup come this Sunday?
I think West Ham is going to win this game because I think Arsenal was so focused on beating Liverpool that they everything was it's we win this game or it's nothing. Like that was not it. I just think that the focus and the attention that they gave Liverpool was entirely too much. Plus, Liverpool is a wounded team. So I just believe that going against West Ham, which is a very strong team, our star boy Kudus will show up. Kudus will score a goal, and Kudus will sit down and take a breath. I know Arsenal fans are hoping that their team can continue to win, to put pressure on the top two, but I just believe that Kudus and Cole will do just enough to take this away from Arsenal. This is just objectively speaking. I've watched Arsenal play a lot. I just think West Ham can nullify a lot of the things they do. And I think that Kudus can give them troubles. So I honestly believe this game is the same game that is a trap game for Manchester United. This is another one for Arsenal. And I think this trap game may actually catch Arsenal because I think Arsenal's playing away. Declan Rice is playing away. The last time they went there, it wasn't good news. West Ham is usually a very tough team to play. They're a very physical team to play. And then adding Kudus, they have that special element now. Before they were just tough to play. Now they're tough and they have a sprinkle of special, which is a horrible, horrible combination to play if you're an opposing team. I think West Ham is one of the teams nobody wants to play. It's just they're tough. They'll physically bully you, and then they just give it to Kudus, and he'll just do something special. So, I think that will be the case in this situation. I think West Ham will just edge out Arsenal to spoil their route or their momentum to winning the title.
Kevin thinks West Ham will carry the day as they did in the League Cup. Fifi, your take on West Ham and Arsenal?
Complete domination by Arsenal. No tricky game. Complete domination. If the scoreline is 0-0, it's kind of like the Manchester United game. If the scoreline is 0-0 at the West Ham Stadium, then West Ham might sneak in a goal and win. But I think Arsenal needs to get a goal within the first 20-25 minutes, and it's a wrap. Complete domination here. I think Arsenal's biggest problem is not the West Ham's, it's more so the Nottingham Forests and the Sheffield, some useless, or like a Wednesday at Crystal Palace. This is a complete domination. Arsenal will dominate the ball possession. They will create the more chances. West Ham will sit back and pack the bus because they know they can't compete. They were naive against us. That's why they lost. They came in to play an open game and they lost. They will learn their lesson. David Moyes is a creature of habit. He will go back to pack the bus and then counter with Ward-Prowse and Kudus, and he still doesn't have Paqueta, so he's still gonna have to play that. He learned his lesson by coming after us, and we taught him. Yeah, we spanked his ass, so he's gonna go back to his pack the bus, counter attack. Arsenal have all the ball, all the chances. It could be a 4-0, 3-0 drought, but Arsenal wins this easily.
Fifi think Arsenal will just carry the day. I think personally, what I think is if Arsenal can get an early goal, it will help them a lot. And as usual, Arteta will be blazing through the flanks, Martinelli and Saka, and Arsenal will be busting the midfield. So I think the only thing is to cut the supply from the midfield, which I don't think they will do much because of their injured midfielder, and make sure you keep Kudos as they did at the Emirates, but it's going to be a slightly win for Arsenal at West Ham this weekend. Let me go ahead and read this Facebook comment before we sign up. So Benjamin Asante, the midfield general, all the way from Delaware. Hi, Dasilva. I want the AFCON finals to go to PKs because I want more of good soccer. And he said supporting 49ers to win the Super Bowl. Let's do this. Kevin, Fifi, Super Bowl coming up. Let's talk 30 seconds. Who do you think will win, Kevin?
I think this is already in the books. I think what's going to happen is the Chiefs are going to find a way. The referees, somebody's going to help the Chiefs win because Taylor Swift is behind the Chiefs. So it makes more money. It makes more economical sense if the Chiefs win the game. I think in terms of football to football, it's going to be a good game. The Chiefs, the 49ers can control the ball. They can run it. They can keep the ball for a long time. That's the best way to beat Patrick Mahomes is to keep the ball, pretty much. Keep the ball for a long period of time and then don't give him a lot of options. The issue is they've played again. They've played before the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes won. So this is another game where they're playing again. They pretty much have the same team they had when they played before, minus McCaffrey, which is a big plus for 49ers. I just think that it's just everything is lining up for the Chiefs, to be honest with you. It's just now it's not even a football thing because I think football speaking, just football wise, in terms of team and team, I think the 49ers have a better team. Patrick Mahomes is the best football player in the league. So do with that what you will. I just think that it's just in the league's best interest if the Chiefs win the game. Let me say it like that. It's in the league's best interest if the Chiefs win the game. Let me just say it like that. So do
Okay,
with that
thank you.
what you will.
Go ahead, Kevin. Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. Fifi, what do you think? Who do you think will be crowned champions? Briefly.
So looking at the number one offense, total offense in the 49ers going against the number one total defense in the Kansas City Chiefs. This year is their defense that is doing, making all the plays. And there's a saying that goes that defense wins championships. I think Kansas City will win the Super Bowl because of defense, not because of Taylor Swift.
Thank you very, very, very much. Viewers, this is where we bring the curtains down. Another awesome discussion. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for your comments. Please like, subscribe, share, so that other viewers can benefit from this lovely discussion. Once again, today I was joined in the studios of Richmond TV by Kevin, a soccer player and a goalkeeper at the same time. A very, very, very astute Chelsea fan, understanding of the game on top. And again, he calls himself a proud Machurian, Manchester Churian, whatever Trurian, whatever Fifi Blankson. Thank you for joining us. A proud Manchester United fan. He would defend even his Bonekwana, he will be defending his love for the game. And myself, the host Dasilva. Production was Emma. Lightning was Richard. Camera was Emilia. This has been a live transmission of Sports Chat with Dasilva on Richmond TV. We will come your way again with another edition. Until that, I will see you when you see me. Thank you for joining. Catch you at a time and keep the dial, keep your channel locked on Richmond TV. I say keep it locked. See ya.
Benu.